this show, which means we've been working together for 19 weeks. It's incredible. And John, in addition to being a world-renowned international entertainer, you are a mastery coach, you are an author, and you're somebody who really cares about other people. So I really admire that about you. You're very strong and forthright, direct. And I'm going to spotlight you, and I'd love to have you share just a little bit more with our audience about you and the wonderful things you do in this world.
Yeah. So, well, as Doctor just told you, I get to travel around the world as an actor, a singer, a coach, and a speaker, and various other things that I do in therapy along the way. So I run an online training program as well in these days, which is called Skills for Life Balance. If anybody's interested in finding out more about that, please contact me at john@lifebalanceportal, or you can go to the website www.lifebalanceportal.com. Currently in Portugal, returning to England for a quick filming job on Monday, and then back to Portugal again, where I'm actually spending some of the winter. And I also do online coaching as well as intuitive reading, so another thing for you to be interested in. And if you like my music, you can go to my website and find some there.
Thanks, John. Thank you. And a couple of things I want to share with our audience. First of all, John helped me live on air. He actually coached me through something where I was really struggling making a decision, and it was fantastic. So please do reach out to him. I put his contact information into the comments. The other thing is, John, I saw on Facebook some pictures of you from years past. And I have to say, you know, men are so lucky. I think you actually are even more handsome now than you were then. You know, that's actually that's actually pretty cool. Good for you.
I know, because the thing about being in the entertainment industry and you're most often in front of camera is that it's, you know, it's like a record of your aging process. You can't escape.
No, you look great though. I looked at the pictures and I thought, wow, he looks even better today. So that's a wonderful thing. I think it obviously is a tribute to the way you live your life and your mindset, and really just leading with a heart-centric purpose.
Well, you know, as I found on my own personal journey, how important it is to take care of ourselves especially holistically, mind, body, spiritly. It's not a good word, I just invented a word there. But it's vitally important, especially in these days as well. You know, we're being given the opportunity to really pay attention to take care of ourselves with all the kind of stress and stuff that's going around. So I do my best to help people know how to do that and how to understand how this body functions as an instrument. Every thought is an electrobiochemical response that goes through the central nervous system, and depending on your most dominant thought, negative or positive, the body immediately responds. That's called instant karma. John Lennon wrote a song about it. So it's very important, I found personally, that we understand how to be in the driving seat of our mind, body, emotions, and our spirit, and know how to take personal responsibility for that.
Excellent. I wholeheartedly agree with you. And I know you have an incredible network. You've introduced me to so many wonderful people who I now feel are friends of mine as well. And you've brought somebody also who's very accomplished and has a wonderful story to share. Before we bring her out, I'd love to spotlight you and have you serenade us with a song. What do you think?
Love to. I've lined one up actually, you know, because one of the things I do here, I'm a couple of minutes from the beach. So as a part of my daily practice, I go and meditate on the beach and walk along the sands. And there was a song that I recorded by an American artist, actually, Eliza Gilkinson, and it's called Shadows and Footprints. So this came to mind as I was doing my meditation the other day, and it's on my album, One Heart in Time, which is also available on my website. So here we go. Imagine walking along the beach. Shadows and footprints lining the waters of mystery, deep as the endless seas, and older than time. Islands in motion, whales of the ocean, forgive our grief. We've more than we'll ever need, yet still we're so blind. Will this be our fate? Will we come to understand all creatures on sea and land before it's too late? Shadows and footprints mirror the movement of moon and tide. Magnificent families glide, so perfectly calm. They're nurturing children, so why must we kill them with thoughtless hands? They're part of a perfect plan, and brother to man. Will this be our fate? Will we come to understand all creatures on sea and land before it's too late? Will this be our fate? Will we come to understand all creatures on sea and land before it's too late? Before it's too late. Before it's too late. Food for thought.
Absolutely beautiful. It's so interesting. There are actually seagulls outside flying around. I feel like I was actually there with you. That was wonderful, John. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Something for us all to think about, what's really important at the end of the day is enjoying life, living as long as you can, and loving as much as you can, and just having fun. The mantra that I give, especially the children that I work with, is breathe, relax, enjoy. And I say, what are we here for? We're here to do exactly that, to breathe, relax, and enjoy our life. And it's so easy to throw it away.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Yeah,
is. But you and I are out there, and that's what we're doing, and we are encouraging
we're
people
out
to
there.
do that.
We're doing our best to help people not throw it away. That's the important thing. Yeah. So our guest today is a very dear friend, and the kind of person that everybody should have as a friend. Andréa came into my life and has helped me tremendously with my own work along the way. So I'd like to introduce her to you right now and our audience, and have her tell you more about herself. So it's Andréa Greene.
Welcome, Andréa, to the program. Hi.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Nice to
It's a
see
pleasure.
you in chilly London.
Yes, chilly, beautiful London. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
So how did you two originally connect?
Oh, interesting story, Dr. Jacalyn. It was actually in Thailand, one of the islands called Phuket, and John and I were staying in the same resort called Atmanjai. It was a spa, holistic spa resort. And I had met him there, and we had fast become friends, and yeah, it was the beginning of a very long, beautiful friendship.
In Thailand, that's amazing. I knew you weren't going to say that you met him at the grocery store or next door or something, because John is all over the world.
Yes, it was so serendipitous because he was British, and I was actually there with my mother at the time, and I'm a dual citizen, and so it was really quite lovely to be able to share some time with a true British gentleman. Yeah.
And some true British ladies as well. Well, actually, your mum's from England, is she?
Mom is a true Brit, blood through and through.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Fulham born, West London girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
World War II baby. Yeah.
Yeah, we had some fun. We rented a scooter and went around the island. That's an experience in itself.
We did some meditating up at the Big Buddha, which is lovely. Yeah.
Wow, it's really nice.
I always believe that's one of those beautiful things in life, is always to expect the unexpected, because it's at the times when we least expect it that the most amazing things happen, and meeting John was absolutely one of them that I'll treasure forever, for sure. Yeah.
Well, that's mutual, I must say.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, Andréa, what's it like for you being an American businesswoman in England?
Oh, it's interesting because, well, I'm just right now, I'm in the pre-launch stage of my company, and we're officially launching Q1 of next year, the first part of 2022. And so, the British, I work in the healthcare sector. And the doctors and the clinics, the hospitals, they're all very welcoming, very lovely, very nice. People are very supportive, hospitality. A lot of beautiful hotels have opened their doors to Remedē Health. And so it's really, really nice. I find it, I do find myself comparing, the American side to the British. And I'm enjoying it very much, let's say that.
What's the differences that you notice?
The differences in the conduction, the way that business is conducted.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's just an overall the British way. Can I say that? It's just the people are more forthcoming. They're patient. They're reserved. They listen. I'm not saying that Americans don't, but Americans are just more fresh. No, let's get to this and go, 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 and like really like this whole like this. The energy is just different. Where I just feel with the United Kingdom, London, to be exact, presently, it's very much more the way, the flow. There's a very nice flow to it. I hope that makes sense to you, John. I'm sure it does.
It does. I often think, in my travels to America, with the gung ho and everything, I often think if we had a bit more of that sometimes, and America had a bit more of our kind of stability, patiently going through, then we'd have a really good balance. So I think we have a lot to learn.
Right.
That's so funny, Andréa, because as you were talking about Americans, I'm thinking that is me. I'm like, go 24/7, just wrap ourselves back up with the
that's
energy.
Me too, Dr. Jacalyn, because that's me too. Like, and sometimes I find myself so harried, and and I'm like, go, and even walking down the what do you call that here? Sidewalk, the pavement, whatever. And I'm like, I'm jaywalking, and I'm this and that, and everybody's standing at the intersection, all waiting for the light to change, and I'm seeing an opportunity, and I'm running with it, right? So.
I love that. It's like after broadcasting, I go to the gym, and there's not many people there because we're on an island. But people are watching the TV, and they're doing a couple bicep curls, and I'm like, go, jump rope push-ups.
Yeah. And as I embark into this age and this life, the current life, I'm really, with John's help, applying meditation techniques to learn to slow down, to purposely stop, to become more present, because there's so much potential and power and energy in that needs to be for myself and for others, that can be used to one's benefit in many ways.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the irony, because it's in this. I mean, it's well documented over thousands of years that from the stillness comes more energy and more creativity. So it's finding that delicate balance between taking time to be still and renew our energy in our minds, and then when it's the right moment, then go into action again, rather than what most of us are doing is go, like we saying, or not enough.
Right.
Yeah, I have a personal share. So I'm a certified meditation coach, and so I have a group that I lead on Mondays, and they had been meditating for hours, and I had been working, and so we went on Zoom, and they're all like zen, and I was like, and you could see, like, you could visibly see that I was like completely psycho, and I had to breathe and calm myself down. I thought, wow. Take a look in the mirror.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So, Andréa, I'd love to ask you, the show is Life's Amazing Journey. And as an entrepreneur, as someone who has a business that they're launching, what can you share with us about your journey to get to where you are today? Because it takes a lot to start a business. It takes a lot, especially in the work that you're doing. I'd love for you to share more about that.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. So currently where I'm at, like I had said before, I am at my pre-launch stage, and we're officially launching next year, within a few months. So I will be in what we call entrepreneurs a seed stage, and that's just basically the product, right? So you're pushing the product out into the market. And then when you go through each series, you'll stay in the series for about 18 months, at which time you're raising capital, you're raising funds, and then you're also executing the product and hoping that you get it to market. I mean, it's taken a lot for me to get here. I actually had started the business in New York City, and where I was I'm a dual citizen. So, but I was really just kind of dripping on it and more of a consultancy type of work. And it wasn't until I had decided to get very serious with Remedē Health and I had gone out to Thailand just before, ahead of the wave of COVID, and actually in January of 2020 to the Middle East, to Thailand, open up business relations, and also for pleasure. And then when I came back, it had just crashed. By the time I got back the first week of February, New York City had closed down because of the COVID situation, pandemic. And then my mother is here, so I decided to come home to be with her, to make sure that we both made it through safely with the situation. And then hence I decided to stay. And I pivoted the whole business and that whole life transition in my business to then really making it more of a bespoke health medical concierge service. Where now what I'm doing is I'm helping ultra high net worth and high net worth individuals that are living in the United Kingdom and coming into the United Kingdom with their health care journey. And then on the flip side, on the back end of that, I will be helping people who cannot have surgeries or any type of medical procedures to help them with cost and direction in having that done. So it's kind of like a modern day Robin Hood, although I'm not stealing from people, I'm letting them know at the forefront. But it's quite the journey. And again, I'm a solo entrepreneur right now. I am building my team currently. And it's only because of the support of other people, friends, business networks, women networks, that I'm able to carry on as I do and for support.
Wow, that is quite a journey, especially going from New York and then going over there. I mean, it's a lot of logistics. And I know, John, you can totally relate to that with what you went through as well.
Where all of us go through this at some point in different stages and different arenas, don't we? So, the conversation we're having, I'm sure it's familiar to most people, the startup and everything else. Andréa, what was your motivation then personally that actually kicked you off on this particular company and the products that the service you're providing?
Right. Yeah. Another great question. So I double majored in psychology and nursing, and at the time in New York City, so I was doing graveyard shift working in hospitals in New York whilst going to college in the day. And while I was in oncology, working in oncology and also in critical care. And it was there that I saw patients were not able to get the services or the treatment that they needed because of certain lack of medical insurance or lack of treatment options, finances, just situations. And I was just like, this is America, that, something has to be done here. Something needs to be done. And that's where the ethos really is for Remedē. And that was the spark that made me run with it. And I wanted to test out the waters myself. So that was a few years back, and I went to Thailand and I had some major dental surgery done in Thailand, resulting in gum surgery, 6 veneers, teeth whitening, a couple of crowns, and beachfront house in Koh Samui for a month, and that cost me about $4,000. So whereas here, if I had done it, well, actually New York or here, it would have cost me about $23,000 to $30,000. And so that was, I wanted to test out the waters. And back then when it started, it was more medical tourism. Now I've pivoted again to what we know as medical concierge service.
Oh my gosh, I was thinking about all that work you had done at the dentist. I mean, that's got to be like $20,000 or something, a huge number.
Yeah. Easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how was your experience? Was it top notch in terms? Yeah.
Yeah. My dentist was trained in America and worked in America. And, and he was is a Thai gentleman dentist and dental surgeon. And, which, a lot of people do, a lot of surgeons, and they do come to America because America is the best healthcare in the world currently. So, but but people can't afford that. So, yeah,
Very true.
private
Very
healthcare.
true.
Who are
Andrea,
the
thank you for sharing that. Go ahead,
You're
John.
welcome.
That's okay. This is the thing about being live on it. I was going to say, who are the main kind of clients that you find coming to you that benefit the most? What are they primarily looking for, would you say? What's the most popular thing they're looking for?
Oh, I mean, right now, because my demographic is high net worth individuals. So these people they have family offices and principals that help to do things. So that's really who I'm working with. But the main thing that they're looking for is some things, they can pretty much have what they want when they want, which is great. But I'm offering to them packages that they don't necessarily think of, where I'm getting to know all the medical institutions that I'm understanding about the equipment that's in the theaters, the operating theaters, and what different types of equipment, and then post-operative, how that helps the patient on the back end to have the downtime. So recovery from the knee transplant operation will be downsized by 30%, which is so much better. Or to have stem cell therapies. Shockwave treatments, things like that, things that people just don't think of every day.
It's
So
really exciting.
yeah, so it's finding the services or providing or showing, educating, teaching, acknowledging these people, my clients, to that these options are out there. It's interesting. I've partnered up. Well, I'm working with a very big hospital here in London, and I'm doing an interior design project with them. Whereas the clients that I bring into this hospital and the clients that they bring into the hospital, they have suites in this hospital, and we will be interior designing the suites for them. And then in turn, there'll be different packages within that. So when they've finished with their stay post-operative, we will then, send all of the furnishings and accessories to a destination of their choice. And it's also working with clients who come in from the Middle East, let's say, who want to spend and who do spend the duration of the summer times in the United Kingdom because it's so hot. In their homeland, and then so we will set up an apartment for them, we will furnish it for them, and then we will sit down and we will specifically find out what journey they want to take for their health over the course of the 8 months and what they want to have done, and then we just make that happen and provide and schedule it and make appointments with doctors and things like that.
So it's a complete health care package tailored to the individual.
Indeed.
Very good.
Andrea, does that include elective
Yes.
procedures as well? Wonderful.
Everything. And that's just, again, this is so right now we're pre-launch when we go into our seed. So there's the seed stage, Series A, Series B, Series C. This is how one grows a business. So when I get out of my seed stage, which will be about a year, we put the product into the market, right? And then once we brought it, so then people are going to be like, oh, there's this new company. It's called Remedē Health. Let's see what it's about. And then we start getting it. And then that's called a fit. So a market fit. So we're focusing on Generation X, baby boomers, millennials, of course, but we really like to just kind of stay with that, the Gen X right now, baby boomers.
John, you and I are out. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're in. I got you.
Okay, good.
No worries.
I'm still grooming baby, I think, at heart.
Yeah.
Well, that's very exciting. I'm wondering, we have obviously people watching and listening on the live and then on the replay. How can our audience help you?
Oh, there's so many different ways. I would love to, if anybody in the audience has any questions about, how they can find services, or if they have any ideas, or if they have any pain points about prior experiences that they've had with doctors or healthcare or operations. I mean, all, information is always knowledge. So I love to hear stories about people's situations, current, past, or upcoming. And I would, and it's always just about, how, I can help people too.
Wonderful. And Andre, I'm wondering for our audience if we could walk through a possible scenario. Someone wants to get a facelift. I'll just throw that out there. They want to get a facelift and they want to have their own suite and they want it to be, totally upscale with food being brought in, I guess. I don't know. So what would that look like? How do they reach out or how will they reach out to you? And then how do you put that kind of package together?
Yeah. So right now I'm working with software developers, and we're going to be in time building a CGI platform, which will, so it's kind of like you get to walk, it's a virtual, so you get to walk into the Remedē Health platform, and there'll be different, packages, doctors, clinics, aesthetics, anything that you would want. So you can build your own package. There will be various clinics on Harley Street, let's say, various doctors, and you can build your own, or you can just get one of the Remedē concierge team, and they will sit down and they will meet with you virtually, and we will just discuss what it is that you want. So say you want the facelift, we would then do, if you don't know the doctor that you want to use, the surgeon, we would then do a logistical search depending on, what time, when you're going to come in, all of the things like that. And then we will give you options of various doctors. You will then go and choose one of the surgeons, the doctors. And once you do that, if you would like to continue, using us as a concierge, you can just cut off there and then do your own thing. That's the option, the beauty of it. Or if you would like to continue with Remedē, we would then go ahead and set up the pre-consultation with you virtually, or when you come into London. We will then find out where you're staying. If you, in fact, do want us to set up something for you in a residential area here, we will set you up with, right now, I'm working with a really wonderful company called Skin Design London. They will sit down and they will work out a package for that, and then everything will be mocked up through CGI, and then you'll okay it every step of the way, and then you come in, and when you come in for the procedure, we would then sit you down with a nutritionist. We'll do a full body biometric lab workup on you to find out where your state of health is at the moment. To prepare you for the operation. You will go through the operation, and then post-operative, we will make sure that you're accommodated for the recovery, the best recovery. Yeah.
It's very comprehensive. I love it.
Yeah. It's very bespoke. Yeah. It's great. It's great. And then again, part of the net profits, this would probably be actually unfortunately not right away, because investors won't be too happy on me giving net profits away. But once we get into our Series A, Series B, we'll be giving a percentage of our net profits, back to the community. And that's really what's most important for me, for the company.
Wonderful.
Good ethics.
Yeah. Thank you.
We need more ethics like that in business nowadays.
It's happening a lot now.
Yeah,
it's happening more. I should say it's happening more, and it's a very good thing to see. So,
yeah, very good. Good for you.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations.
It's exciting. Thank you.
Yes, and another question I have for you is, I'm always so excited when we have somebody here like you that can teach and provide education to others who want to follow in similar footsteps. So what advice, direction, things that you've experienced can you share with our audience about some of the things you've encountered going down this route? Because it's not always smooth sailing, right? There's things that come up. So any tips or direction you can give to our audience would be wonderful.
Yeah. Wow, there's so many. And I think it's just, the number one thing that is just never, ever, ever give up. Never give up. As hard as the days are, as tough as they are, and sometimes they're so full of fear, it's just, never give up. Go for a walk, sit, recenter, meditate, call up a friend, close it down for the day, step back, reassess. I think that that's just so important. And one of the big things that have been happening for me through the practice of law of attraction and meditation is when I go into prayer and I go into meditation and visualization, my techniques, when I come out of it, it's about going in, I go into action as if I'm in the environment, but then the universe, God, however one chooses to see it, I see the doors opening, and I see the things coming too. And it's just, sometimes they come in the most strangest ways, but I understand. And to me, that's just a sign being like, you're on the right path. You're on the right direction. Keep going. This is right. This is good. So yeah, it's about just humbling yourself, because I used to be so ego driven, and still am. We all are to certain degrees, I believe. But it's about humbling oneself, steps of process, eliminating it as we go, and plan of action, networking events, YouTube, education, reading books, surrounding yourself with people who you want to become like, and who you understand the energy and the vibrations around. It's very, 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 very important. They say if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So yeah, and just really just, the New Yorkers and us, just hustle, 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 go, go, go.
Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge. So you just summed that approach up well.
Yeah.
Wonderful direction and advice. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I always think that and I don't know, John and Andrea, I'd love for you to weigh in on this, that ego and fear somehow go together, right? Sometimes I'm literally in a state of power. I'm just paralyzed by fear, and I realize it's my ego. And if I just put that aside, it's going to be all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that the poor old ego gets a bad rap, because we tend to only associate it with people who we sense are trying to impress and
Yes.
overplay, and we feel that's not right. And so it's got a bad rap because of that. But you can have a healthy ego, which is what I've learned through years of show business by swinging the wrong ways. And a healthy ego to me is when you've developed sufficient awareness to learn from your own ego conditionings and patternings, and when you recognize, oh God, that's an inappropriate thought or attitude or belief or behavior, and you correct yourself, because your intuition always gives you that little wiggle inside that goes, oh, come on, don't talk like that, don't think like that. But most of us are so slow on picking up on that. It's only in hindsight we look back on it. That's where with meditation and training yourself every day to notice, I'm the only challenge there is. So what are the faults I've learned along the way? How do I feel them in my own body, recognize them in my life? And how do I learn from them and change? And there's a kind of joyous process where you develop a healthy ego. And then and it only means energy field. The ego is only an energy field that we have to have. So it depends what we're emanating from within, as Andréa was just saying that. When you go in and you tune in and you put your energy in the right place, you emanate the right energy. So then there's 100% more possibility of attracting the right people, because people at the end of the day, they buy what they like about you.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be interesting to have a whole show based on ego and starting up a business, and then maintaining the business, because I know with myself starting my business last year that there, to your point, Andrea, like you do so much by yourself. You wear
Yeah.
so many hats, and you go down this tunnel, and you actually can't see the big picture anymore. And I think a lot of it is your ego. Not you. I'm saying, I'm going to use me as an example. So, so John, Mastery Coach, what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and I'd love to do it with you.
Wonderful. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to believe that our time is over already so soon. So, Andréa, I would love for you to come back and share with us what's going on as we get into next year. That'd be fabulous.
Thank you. Yeah. I'll make sure to make it back and share with you. That would be wonderful. Thank you for the invite.
We're rooting for you, Andréa. And, yes, I hope lots of people give you a buzz and find out more about what you're doing, because you deserve it. Oh,
well, it's not about me, but thank you for the support all the same. It's just about building the business to make it a conduit for people to find services.
Yeah. Very good.
Wonderful. Andréa, I'm going to spotlight you. And of course, we did post your contact information, but I'd love for you to just share it for people listening on the radio who can't see the banner or where the postings are.
Okay. So, yeah, thank you, everybody. Again, please do reach out to me. My name is Andréa Greene. I am the founder of Remedē Health. And you can find me at www.remedehealth.com. Right now, just make sure you subscribe, and we will be answering through emails until the official launch. And if you have any questions, concerns about your health, or you want to just leave some ideas or tips or share some pain points, we would really appreciate it. And thank you again.
And where can people find you on social?
So on social, Instagram is at Remedē Health, REMEDEHEALTH. And my personal page is Andréa E. Greene with an E. And I'm on LinkedIn at Remedē Health. And also Andréa E. Greene.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We wish you every success. I think what you're doing is fantastic and definitely well needed. So look forward to having you back next year.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Love to.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Another fantastic friend that you have, John.
Thank you.
You truly are a wonderful person. And I love what Andréa is doing, and it is something that is going to be very desirable by many people.
Yeah, it's a fantastic idea. Yeah, she's just such a lovely, delightful person. So you couldn't be in better hands.
Now, John, because you have friends so many places all around the world, when you do go to travel, like, how do you get to see everybody? Do you throw an event or something?
At the moment, it's primarily on here in one way or another, or they get to see me at least, on a TV commercial or a film or something I've done, So I get messages from them saying that, I saw you on the telly. Again, it's as we all know, it's not easy to be out there at present with groups, although it's started to change a bit. I've just spent the whole morning suddenly organising a return to the UK to do a film job, and just the time and the effort it takes to fill these passenger locators and fix your tests and everything else. So to try and organise a group and get together with a group at the moment, it's also another uphill push presently. But I'm happy to do that. So if there's anybody listening, actually, that wants to get together with me and organise a group of people everywhere, this is what I often do. Is I'll just go in, if I find a good organiser, I'll go in and I'll provide what service I can with the training programs, personal development, presentation skills, mindfulness, meditation, and many other things. Yeah.
I'm going to spotlight you and just ask that you can share how people can reach you. We did put it into the comment section. It's also streaming, but love for you to do that if you would. Yeah,
we just did this at the beginning, but email john@lifebalanceportal.com, please, and website www.lifebalanceportal.com. Life balance being the most important thing for all of us to want to pay attention to and take care of today, because if our energy is not balanced, we simply don't feel good. It's a simple, obvious truth, but there's lots we can do to keep ourselves in good stead.
Very true. Well, have a safe trip, safe travels, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you very much for another lovely show and opportunity to share with you and your audiences.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Take care. Bye, John.
9 shows you have today. Oof.
8 left.
Keep watching, folks.
Definitely. Thank you again. Thank you, Andréa. It was really nice having you both here today.
Bye for now.
Bye. Well, as John mentioned, we do have 9 shows. We have 8 shows left, and one show, they're all amazing, by the way. I'm excited about the topics that we have. One thing I just want to highlight is at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, we have Tony Moore. He is an award-winning singer-songwriter, and he is releasing his new single, Never Gonna Say Goodbye, and he's doing it right here today. So that's really exciting. Okay, we're going to be signing off and coming back in about 10 minutes with the power of etiquette and manners with my co-host Philip Sykes from the British School of Excellence. Thanks so much for being here. I'm going to play a music video as we close out. It's Madeline Chan and Follow Love. See you again soon. Bye.
By your love, what you giving me is just not enough. I need a love to take me higher.